Hello, and welcome to episode number 24 of AEW Rise to the Top, where we're taking over as AEW, we're taking over as Tony Khan, and we're getting AEW to be the biggest wrestling show in the world. Last week, we got a 74 rating. It was a decent show, pretty decent, not bad. But hopefully tonight we can go back up towards the 80. Obviously last week we did have the disappointment at the end of the episode of not seeing how we squared up against NXT. But I've saved it. I'm going to save it all the time. So let's just jump into the show. It's the go-home show for Full Gear. It's going to be a big one. Okay, and we are kicking off with Jungle Boy taking on Davey Boy Smith Jr., who debuted a few weeks ago in that main event against Jon Moxley. And it is Jungle Boy who manages to pick up the surprise victory with a roll-up, getting a 51 rating, which is quite nice. I should say we are coming at you live in front of 6,261 people at the US Cellular Center. Jungle Boy had a performance of 44, Davey Boy Smith had a 52. Pretty decent there. Lance Storm we've signed as a road agent, which is pretty good. Jungle Boy for holding back an inexperienced, Davey Boy for holding back inconsistency and awful gimmick. You know what? Who cares? Let's move on to the next segment. So, Kathy Kelly is interviewing Kip Sabian backstage, but before she can even finish her question, Shawn Spears runs in and grabs the microphone. Max, I knew inviting you into the Horsemen was a mistake. You don't deserve greatness or championships. I mean, look how you did against Mox. No, Max, the only thing you deserve is having your head smashed in by the chairman of AEW. I'm happy to do it whatever it costs, Max. I want you at Full Gear. Name the price. Name the stipulation. I'll see you there. It's got a 50 rating, which isn't too bad for a Shawn Spears promo. TNT storyline automatically advanced. Once again, just penalised for low morale. But yeah, so Shawn Spears laying down the gauntlet for MJF, letting him decide the match type, let him decide the price, and we'll find out later this evening what MJF has to say about that. But now we move into the first of two huge matches tonight. We've got the huge 6-man tag with Jon Moxley, Pentagon Jr. and Dragon Lee taking on Cody, Matt and Nick Jackson of The Elite. Let's get in there. I was already hoping that would be good. In a superb match, it is The Elite who pick up the victory in 15 minutes and 13 seconds when Matt Jackson pinned Pentagon after a moonsault. Pentagon was a weak link, apparently. Wow, he really was. 60. Damn. Second rating going 81. Dragon Lee in his debut got 83. He's a good addition. Pentagon got a 60. Jon Moxley got a 91. Nick got an 84. Matt got a 70. And Cody got a 77. The World Championship storyline advanced. And the Trio storyline advanced. Loads of hot new moves. Excalibur was weak, but that's just because the rating was so good. Anything here? It's going to be Excalibur. I put this as a steal the show match because, when you got these 6 guys in the ring, just let them steal the bleeding show. Moxley, inconsistency. Pentagon, inconsistency, low morale. Matt Jackson, inconsistency, low morale. Not too bad. And the segment was penalised for the poor announcing of Excalibur. So yeah, huge match. And it is The Elite who pin Pentagon Jr. and have a huge win. Huge swing of momentum going in to their Trios Tag Team Championship match at Full Gear against the new look Death Triangle, Dragon Lee, Pentagon and Pac. But let's move on to the next segment where we just have a video hyping up the main event tonight, Kenny Omega taking on Pac in a huge singles match. This gets to 62. Just a quick video and still that's getting a 62. Amazing. Let's move on to the next segment where we have Tenille Dashwood taking on B. Priestley. And in a poor match, well, in a decent reaction from the crowd but subpar wrestling, it is Tenille Dashwood who picks up the victory before her Women's Championship match at Full Gear with a roaring elbow. It's got 48. Not too bad. Could have been better. Tenille Dashwood had a performance of 44. B. Priestley had a 41. Crowd didn't seem thrilled seeing either of them, which is really annoying because maybe it wasn't a good idea to book Tenille Dashwood in a month-long suspension before this match when the crowd still don't want to see her. But you live and you learn, don't you? Yeah, the usual sort of penalties, inconsistency, negative crowd reaction, poor gimmick. We see them all the time. But yeah, let's move on to the next segment and see what Tenille Dashwood has to say. So after the match, she grabs a microphone and stares down the camera. Britt, listen up because this message is for you. I've had to deal with bitches like you my whole life. Hell, for a while I lost myself and became one. But I've grown, I've learned, and I've realised how insufferable I was back then. And that's what you are, Britt. Insufferable. And on Saturday, I'm going to make damn sure I give you the ass kicking you deserve so the people at home never have to see your face on Dynamite again. 56 rating, a nice promo there from Tenille. She's back, she's winning matches, getting a penalty for poor gimmick, as always. Those are the three things that we like. But no, Tenille Dash, really nice promo actually. 56 is good. These women's promos are getting up there in the ratings, which is nice. I would have liked to, increased heat in the storyline, but you can't get everything that you want, Let's move on to the next segment where we have, in a bit of a mixed tag team match, we have the Dark Order team of Mr. Brody Lee and Big Swole taking on their Full Gear opponents, Hangman Adam Page and Tony Storm. And in a decent match, it is Mr. Brody Lee and Big Swole, the Dark Order, picking up the victory when Brody Lee pinned Tony Storm with a pile driver after a miscommunication between Tony Storm and Hangman. Obviously, those two never teamed before. I think. I haven't looked that up. Maybe they have. Not to my knowledge. But it is the Dark Order who pick up the victory in this match. And Big Swole was the weak link. Really struggling there. She getting a 32. Tony Storm getting a 51, Brody Lee getting a 64, and Hangman getting a 67. The Dark Order Growth storyline advanced, and the crowd didn't seem thrilled seeing Tony Storm, but still, the match got a 65, which isn't too shabby. Inconsistency again. Big Swole was penalised for trying to go all out, and then Tony Storm for negative reaction trying to go all out and a poor gimmick. But yeah, a decent little match, just leading into their two separate feuds at Full Gear. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to, merge the storylines together, like with the Elite, World Championship storyline, with these two both feuding with the Dark Order, mesh them all together. Make it feel like a consistent show rather than just inconsistent segments. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's move on to the next segment where we have a video play showing lots of different people whispering "I know a secret" to each other. The video ends with a close-up of a mouth saying "the secret will be let out." It's got a 50 rating. Pretty decent, just a quick little video, a little spice of what's to come. Who knows what that could mean. Let me know in the comments. Give your guesses of who you think this is going to be. But yeah, let's move on to the next segment where we have Darby Allin taking on the returning Sammy Guevara. And in a good match, it is Sammy Guevara who... No, it's not. I was also confused and I was like, no, it's definitely not. It's Darby Allin who picks up the victory in 14 minutes and 38 seconds with a roll-up. And during the match, we had Chris Jericho run in and attack Darby Allin, but he still manages to put Guevara away and punch his hole in his ticket. Punch a hole in his ticket to Full Gear. Is that the phrase? That doesn't sound right. But you know what I mean. He's going to Full Gear. It's going to be Darby Allin versus Chris Jericho at Full Gear. These two have been at each other's throats for months now, and Darby Allin getting an in-ring performance of 81. He's so good. Sammy Guevara getting 63, also really good. The Inner Circle storyline advanced and gained heat. Amazing. 76 rating. Beautiful. All this just good stuff. Sammy Guevara for holding back on low morale. To be fair, I haven't been using Sammy Guevara at all. So, he's got a bit of ring rust, but that's okay. Now let's move on to the next segment where we have MJF coming down to the ring with Tully by his side. He climbs in the ring and is passed a microphone. "Sean, you've given me a lot to think about tonight. Naming a price, well, that's easy. The price is you put your pretty little belt on the line. The stipulation, though, that was tough. If it was just me and you, Sean, I'd go for a classic one-on-one, a proper wrestling match. However, Tully feels, and I agree, that you need to be taught a lesson for putting a black smudge on the legacy of the Horsemen. You never deserve to be a part of this group, Sean. Hell, you don't even deserve to be a part of this company. We all know you only have a job because of your little buddy from OVW. So, I've got this going through my head all evening, and then it hits me. You don't even deserve to be a part of this company. And this time next week, Sean, you won't be. At Full Gear, it's Sean Spears versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman for the TNT Championship. And when you lose, Sean, as your buddy in Connecticut would say, you're fired. It's got a 74 rating. MJF laying down the stipulation. If Sean Spears loses his TNT Championship, he is fired. He is gone from AEW. And the TNT Championship storyline has advanced. MJF worked the crowd well, of course. Getting a 74 is really good. Only penalised for low morale. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that again that would boost it, because it's got pretty low heat at the moment. But you know, it is what it is. But still, yeah. So that's another match confirmed. MJF versus Sean Spears for the TNT Championship if Sean Spears loses. Without further ado, we're moving on to the huge main event. Kenny Omega versus Pac. And in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, it is Kenny Omega who picks up the victory in 25 minutes and 24 seconds with a one-winged angel. Segment got an 80 rating. That's a good main event. Kenny Omega had an 84, Pac had an 82. The World Championship storyline advanced, the Trio storyline advanced. Excalibur again was pretty weak. I don't want to do it because I think maybe I should get someone in for the pay-per-view on the commentary table, or just not have Excalibur do the pay-per-view. I don't know, because I really like Excalibur. He's really good in real life. But anyway, Pac was penalised for inconsistency. The segment was penalised for being done to a crowd that was already at an emotional high. But I put it as an epic. Maybe it's because I did slow the pace. But anyway, Kenny Omega, I thought, Kenny, it was a tough decision, but I thought Kenny, he's going for that singles championship. I didn't want to do a screwy finish because I wanted this to be a really good match. And I thought, Pac is more, he's wrestled more trios tag recently. He's going to be a bit off his game singles wise, still managing to go 25.5 minutes, still got that stamina, but Kenny Omega just got the extra step to just put him away, ready for that huge match at Full Gear. So there we have it. That's the go home show. It's done. Let's finish this off and see the rating that we got. 78. That right there, look at those ratings. That is what you call consistency. Lowest rating is 48. 48. That's really good. That's really good. Overall rating 78. Show increased our popularity in 31 regions again. We got limited viewers, but we can't really do anything about that until all of our deals are up. But it is what it is. But now let's head back to the menu. Hopefully, fingers crossed this time. Let's head back and let's see how we got on against NXT. Let's see the emails, all that good stuff. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, here we are. Let's go through the news. Not much on there today. Ring of Honor again, looking to bolster new people. Warrior Wrestling. A long-term feud, and Stardom set their sights on filling some gaps as well. So, let's see how we did. We got 78 and a 2.06 TV rating. NXT, 73 and a 2.02. We beat them again. We double got them. And again, they're going for all these Triple H interviews and they're not even getting high ratings. Just don't even bother. Don't even bleem and blather. Who are the bright lights? Oh, is that Raul Mendoza? That was his name, wasn't it? Jinzo, and is that Dominik Dijakovic? Is that? I think that is. Yeah, as Dominik Dijakovic. Yeah. Okay, cool. Fair enough. The Posse defeated. All right. We beat NXT. Let's see how we got on against Ring of Honor. Bruh. We beat Ring of Honor as well. So good. Brody King and Jay Lethal in the main event. Amazing. So let's just see this. Contract negotiation with Trent. That's good. Keeping him around. And then we've trying to sign the Rascals to a long-term deal. You know, I brought them in sort of like on a, I think it was on like a handshake or like a per appearance thing, but I'm trying to get them on like a proper contract because they're really good. Anyway, MJF, Big Swole is charismatic. I can see her doing well in the future. Matt Jackson, Luchasaurus has poor ring psychology. He's probably not worth keeping around. Wow. Drugs, test fees, and our viewing figures. So, that's the show. That's the episode for today. Next episode, it's Full Gear. It's the pay-per-view. I'm so excited. I'm actually so excited. I cannot explain to you the excitement I'm feeling in my bones for that show, to bring that episode out. It's going to be good, hopefully. Fingers crossed it's going to be a really good show. I'm hoping, right, I'm going to say this now. I'm hoping best episode yet. Best rated episode yet. It's got to be 80. But I got my fingers crossed. I think we can do it. But anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend. Post it on Reddit. Post it on Wrestling Reddit. Whatever it was I asked you to comment earlier, comment again because I've forgotten now, but I know that I said, hey, comment that down below. Oh yeah, who you think that mysterious video is about. Leave a comment down below. And I'll see you in the next episode very soon. Goodbye.